Hello everybody and welcome back to Dangan Ronpa 2. Goodbye Despair. This is the second part of the fourth trial. During the break, note that I am recording this a bit after I recorded the last part, but during the break, I went to the washroom, got water, and ate a little bit. So I'm pretty ready. I'm a little bit tired because it is around it's 6 p.m. but I woke up at like 10 a.m. today, and I don't usually wake up that early or late. But I mean, we'll deal. Let's do this.
Your day as well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently. I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just pretend. Is it really alright to accept the situation so easily? I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Nekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon?
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know. Akane! You're drooling waterfalls?
Nagito, as usual. I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? He was horribly damaged, and if it was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death and also utilized the building structure? Falling.
I see! That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That, I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
How about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a
moving object inside.
Fuck! That's the answer!
That must be the threshold
Of that elevator.
when the elevator is on the... You can't go through the door on the... It'd be impossible to shove up. Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru, they moved the elevator and made use of the drop. Hold on, did you forget?
As long as there's a moving object.
One of you was not moving!
No, that's wrong. That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest.
Oh shit.
Now you're calling me a
Oh
pest?
shit. A way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru was in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Yeah, I know the answer. You can send the elevator from up to down.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious. Isn't it about time we went over the
Oh my
pillar
God.
again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the...
Floor seems suspicious.
No, fuck off. I agree with that. No!
How about we all shut up and listen to what you got?
Silence, pest.
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
What? No. Yes, it's a broken doorknob.
If you arrange it a certain, you can cause the drop.
So you're telling us to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious. Isn't it about time we went over...
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Crap!
Wait, shit, it's the wire then. But we use it there.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop.
So you're telling us to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious. Isn't it about time we went over...
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the...
Floor seems suspicious.
I agree with
Yeah!
that. Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair. That's right. He was suspended in midair. Huh? The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that
Uh,
sentence!
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
oh shit.
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. What? Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that. How do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Hajime, don't look so weird. We know the answer. Let's go.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wall, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off.
Fuck.
There's no way they could do that.
Bad words.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wall, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Fuck, 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 fuck.
Crap. What? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
What? No, that's the right answer.
trapped.
The fucking right answer.
What? Nekomaru should have still... If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself.
Read, nigga. That's the right answer.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that. Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Sako.
It doesn't mean someone had to... It's possible that he fell on...
What? Nekomaru should have still been asleep.
Incorrect mundo.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Oh yeah, I love that phrase. Allow me to cut through those words.
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why... If something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... In that case, I used my full power! With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But... Nadia, here comes the incredible strength of 1 million horsepower! Whoa! Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. If that's really what it was, then that clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say
What the hell?
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy. He gets off on this! So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened at that time, he collided with the pillar.
I see.
Oh, look came out of his eyes. That's a funny answer.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after the other. I know the answer. I know this one. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. The question is, how are they able to do that, right? Let me look through the log so I can confirm what the question is. How are we able to discover Nekomaru? Yeah, so what I'm thinking is that all the clocks were changed by the, another person who was able to go through the dead room, or the final dead room. They went and changed the clock so that it was a different time, so that everyone was late for Monokuma Taichi, except for Nekomaru, because no matter what, he would be there, because the radio clock is a radio clock, and it syncs up with the actual time of day, so it would make sure it's always on time. There should definitely be a clue breaking through this contradiction. I'll break through that contradiction. I'll cut through those. Allow me to cut through those words. Let's go.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m. I am certain.
The alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock
Inside Nekomaru's chest.
No,
No,
it's
that's
not.
wrong. Bitch. Oh yeah. It's only been like 15, 16
No, the
minutes.
clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse. Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks. And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
The time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimony. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer in that mystery. Fucking logic died, god damn it. Let's go. Fuck, not enough speed. Fuck, I didn't jump fast enough. Fuck, I jumped too early. What's wrong with me? Too early again, go. Good. Okay. Fucking hell. Okay. Go. This side. I'm going focus mode, so I might not talk. Whoa, fuck, wrong button to jump. Checkpoint. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? Fuck. What time the time in the building? What the hell is this? What? No. Shit, this is trippy. This, I didn't know I was playing Tony Hawk. Okay, which clock was tampered with? The building clock. The building clocks. Nekomaru's was not able to be tampered with. Therefore, it's not Nekomaru's, nor is it both. What the shit? Ow, fucking ow. Checkpoint. Okay. Which house had the wrong time? Both houses. Yeet!
It's all coming together. You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right for you?
Yeah,
Sorry
none of the
about that.
clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks had been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks. So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that. This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much time that was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. If the clock was at Nekomaru 7:30, and they left before 7 o'clock, then it was actually probably 8.
If the time in the building
Wait.
was...
Okay. I'm assuming this says nothing about his death. Because it always does now. Okay. She heard a rumbling noise at 5:30. What? Wait a minute. 5:30. 7:30. So it's off by 2 hours.
all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death. It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when you fell.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, sub?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane.
If that only her sound was heard at 5:30 again, it's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me. 2 hours.
I see.
The erection hair shakes a bit.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5...
His hair is very more brown than it is on the little cutout here. You can see it.
That means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they could lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing, but they tried to lure out only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is Monokuma Tai Chi.
I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
we were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they messed with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning,
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
Gee, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez. That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fall?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Ryuhiko's going to say next.
huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
Remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
It's whoever doesn't have an alibi for the time, right? It's not just Are you kidding me? Not him, though. I know that's the choice. It's not him.
You're the only one!
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
He couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it. To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes
Oh
for
my
me,
god, I
too.
get it! Oh shit, I know who the murderer is now. Huh?
I was in a pretty
That
deep
gave it away really
so I
fast.
thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common. And I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise is Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common. Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? They're staying in like the special room, right? Fuck, what's the word? Oh. Fuck off. I actually should have kept that R. Oh, wrong. Keep this on. What the hell? They clashed into each other without them even being beside each other. Shit. Oh my god, I needed that! Get out of here. Look at all the O's. Aw, shit. Fuck this. I ain't clearing everything out. Get the point. I ain't about that life. That was extra, man. Things got out of hand.
Sonia and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right?
Ugh, excuse me.
If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
Insulated inside rooms, right? The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air installation. Standard room has so-so installation, but it's still pretty decent. And the coffee room has surface airflow draft round.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve course student talent? Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer. Decisive factor?
Somehow I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. I get it. It all makes sense now. It actually made sense a while ago there, man.
You're the only one!
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too.
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower.
I'm glad I don't have to talk too much. He's great.
Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room. Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Oh, I swear to God, I'm supposed to read this? Hey, what are you doing? That raucous. It's louder louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. Don't go making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my four dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring.
What's up with this guy?
So stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, Let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal.
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
Let's see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing, which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Let's do this. It's none of these.
That elevator
None of
was
these, I think.
the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House...
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to... Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between...
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
My boy. Who used that method?
Nagito, you should know. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
I'm not reading this again.
There's a secret passage connecting the 1st floor of Strawberry House to the 3rd floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the 1st floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the 3rd floor of Grape House.
Meaning, the 3rd floor and the 4th floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited
What?
Flame! However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Big, you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
None of these. Wait. What? Tipped over pillar fragments. Clock alarm timer. Radio clock. Clock's alarm timer. So it's the clock's alarm timer.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Damn it.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Out of flashes. This is hard.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Nice flashes. Damn it, that was difficult.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
Fight me! Yeah! Oh, that was hard. Advance.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light! Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion.
Wait.
Crap!
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of
What do you mean, maelstrom of the blind confusion?
blind confusion. At least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Probably means trying to provide the evidence that killer went to the Octagon, right? That I should have it too.
Know the limits of your own reasoning! You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom...
Where did you get the wire, boy?
Cut through those words! The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse.
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So
Hey!
What?
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, We didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought, truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
Oh shit!
That's wrong, Gundam.
Oh shit!
Who's wrong?
Such a wonderful
I just made supposed to
ride.
kick some booty.
However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, I will provide an argument that'll leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Panic! Talk! Action!
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you!
That was hard.
For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For... It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
This is the end! Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru,
That was hard.
you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Emissary of Evil. I'm not reading this again. What he had was had his hamster go and press the button for us.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without
You did do it.
sacrifice anywhere. Now,
God damn it.
trample this life.
He's the one guy I know how to do a voice
as
for.
though it were mere trash on
Fuck.
the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
Closing argument. Begin. Alrighty. Why is there one just like empty there? Who set the clock's alarm? It's the pillar, damn it. Who was in the larger since early morning? What time did Free go see Nekomaru? What? No? Nigger. Stop. Nekomaru's weakness is... wire out around Nekomaru's feet. What after leaving the tower? What was the fake weapon left at the tower? Hammer. Who gathered at the lounge? No, that's not the answer there either. Why did Nekomaru fall? Who heard the rumbling noise? Kane did. Here's the filler, damn it. Okay. Lost the alarm. What? That goes there? Okay, no. Alright. What time do we go see Nekomaru? So this is here. Okay. Nekomaru's weakness was the sleep button behind him. But, wires out dropped. Yeah. Destroyed the switch. Nekomaru's weakness is this. Who gathered at the lounge? No. Didn't it just say last stock? Why did Nekomaru fall? There you go, last stock now. And this one is, fuck. 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 Let's go.
Here's everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Great Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Great Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Great Tower, so he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they... Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower.
Why didn't they just break both switches?
When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending. And Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful. And placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up.
Oh shit.
He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Get owned.
That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Oh, I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it.
Oh,
I just
Sonia.
cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like
Uses
that.
hamsters to help too. That's dark.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Bye, dude. My score is probably shit. Oh shit, I didn't do that bad. Out of how many points I could get? Out of 18, I missed out of 151 points. Wow, not bad.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Guilty, nigga. Trial. All rise. It's bad if I bit my It's bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll just speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru was in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka. Yay, I said all that without biting my tongue. Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true that the class trial finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish it yet until we hear from Gundam. Huh. No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like. Why do you need to talk to one who was lost? The loser merely leaves. It would be unnecessary for me to say anything. Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct? You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh? Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died. Lost and died?
Damn it!
This too must
If
be
you
the
just
will
tried
of
to cling to life,
causality.
there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that. What do you mean by that? Explain! Fine then, I shall reveal it all. Within the
Let's
final
make
dead room, I
history.
discovered the secret of the funhouse. and I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away or even called for help, but he did not turn his back on me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death. A fight that risked life and death? He was serious too. He gave it his all and tried to kill his all to try and kill me.
Huh?
If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself. Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing. Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
This scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
Why? Why did you fight? We are all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you. However, I must say this. What is the point of living here just waiting until you finally die? There's nothing courageous about that.
Weakling.
That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Wait, are you telling us to just wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. Huh? You mean you'd rather die? Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up. Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself. Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism? In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism. That is what it means to live.
Listen well.
If you say killing is for the sake of living, living for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself? If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy towards life. It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity. Are you saying that all that's just to justify what you did? But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right? That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That's why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth. But even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here? That belief is why you committed your crime. Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too? Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play. You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name
Just who do you think I am? I am Gundam and Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There is no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools. Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then, I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time to have fun started. Monokuma, let us begin. I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka. This is just too much.
Wait.
Please, Monokuma, please help Gundam. Miss Sonia.
Huh?
Please, I beg of you. Sonia.
How
As
pitiful.
an act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam. It's fine to start for reals, right? Yes, I do not mind. However,
What is it, my 4 dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared 4 dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all.
Oh my God.
However, there is no need
This is
to
depressing.
fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
oh, this is dark. Depressing. What the hell? Oh, a bunch of animals. What? Alchemy! Full metal alchemist shit! Junibyo! Oh my god. Holy shit. That was dark. Gundam! No! Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something. You all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit. Every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me. Why am I so weak? It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel that way, we still gotta do our very best. This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not, Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell. And I presume he will be very cross with us. Oh my god, she's crying a lot. That's so sad. You're right. You're right. We shouldn't stand just here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that. So, how long are you guys going to stand around chattering? The trial is over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the clinic school trip will proceed as usual, so we'll make sure you know that. Oh, hold on. How much longer are you going to keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue? Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Just hurry back and eat some food. Oh, hold on a sec, the mood shift is too damn fast.
Hey.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? Heh, she's certainly something else. But seriously, I'm starving. But then, let's go back for now and eat. And then, after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want. Then, let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again, we will return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished, but despite that, even if it was just like the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial, but at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information. I guess they were too busy with other matters. Or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would have gotten complicated if they got found out. Anyways, I can't forgive this. This should never be forgiven.
Damn it.
There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my life. For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this. Alrighty, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me? Thanks for coming.
Now then.
Why it's the lonely little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight too? So what's up? Your face sure looks scary.
What's the matter?
I see, so you can tell. Ah, perhaps you found out who the traitor is? You know me well. Is what I like to say, but unfortunately, I haven't learned this yet. I see, so even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is gonna take a little more time. So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally gonna confess your love? I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room. Oh yeah? What about it? There was information about the 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird? What's weird?
Say
Well, there's a
what?
traitor from the Future Foundation
You
hiding
don't
among
even
us,
know?
right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right? But this file contains
Isn't that
documents that
right?
were created to host Peak Academy, right? That's right. I reuse the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making. If this file even... No. If this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student of Host Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder. Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into this file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right? That's not my point.
Well...
My point is you already know who the traitor is.
Right?
What's wrong with that?
Hmm?
Well, you're
getting all riled
splendidly
up.
correct when you say, I know who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monmi after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. Their existence means nothing, huh? Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different.
No.
After all, the person is that person is the evil Future Foundation like you putting you guys through this awful stuff. Huh. That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came to offer my cooperation, you know? Cooperation?
Huh?
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right? Yep. If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too. However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is. I see. Interesting. Very interesting. Obviously, that's a big no-no.
No.
I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you too. Well, I knew you would say that. Besides, I wouldn't just be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on. Just as I thought, you saw right through me. No matter what situation I find myself, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself in despair exist. You're right, you're a true believer of hope after all. I must say that belief reminds me of that person for some reason. Reminds you... I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, they must be extremely unlucky. But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you've been involved in something like this. Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky. Would you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island, and that's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope. The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him. Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Who are we waiting for on this island?
See?
Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island? Well, answer my question. If that's the case, if that person is already on the island, wouldn't that be exciting? Holy shit. Nagito plotting shit from behind. The hype is real. Oh god. 5 days left, it says. Chapter 4, Do Ultimate Robots Dream of Clockwork End. We have 7 people left? Damn. Oh, that's Gundam's earring. Hellhound earring. Yeah. Boy. Yes, I'd like to save my progress, and we shall end it here for today. God damn, that was long. thank you guys for watching. The next episode, we will definitely start Chapter 5, and we'll have a lot of fun. Scotty PF may be out. See you guys next time.